Welcome to the show. I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And here are the goods. First, we want to say thank you to all you guys that were actually looking at our Facebook Live.
Yes.
We did Facebook Live for the first time, so appreciate the comments on helping us out with our top 5, which majority of them we already had on our list, but it's all right though. We just happy that we had a little bit of an audience there.
Yeah, exactly. 3 people.
3 people. All of you, 3 people.
All 3 people.
All 3 people. So we're thinking about maybe our 60th episode to go completely live.
That is all the edits I have to do between the stuff that we mess up on.
Yes.
That's gonna be interesting.
That's gonna be a lot of
sitcoms don't go live because
a lot of bleeping and all this beep beep.
Tune in for that.
All right. Anyway, so last week's box office repeat champ, Fate and the Furious, repeated again with $38 million.
I mean, what did it have to go up against?
It went up against nothing.
Nothing. I mean, the biggest thing that came out was like Free Fire.
Free Fire and Unforgettable with Katherine Heigl and Rosario Dawson.
Nothing.
It was awful. It was just no competition whatsoever, and it did 38 million, broke 900 million worldwide already. That's freaking insane.
It's crazy. It's going to be another $1 billion movie. This franchise will never die. It's not going to stop at 10. No,
it's going to stop at 10.
No, it is not.
It's going to stop at 10.
Let all 3 of these movies make $1 billion.
Yeah. Well, collectively right now, currently it's at $4.8 billion collectively.
What was the old joke where it was like Rocky 5,000?
Rocky 5,000.
That's what this is going to.
Number 2 went to Boss Baby, still 12 million. Beauty and the Beast, still 9 million. Going in Style, 4.9, and ended the top 5 with Smurfs, 4.8. Unforgettable didn't even break top 5.
By the way, is Going in Style based on the actual robbery with the senior citizens over in England?
I'm not too sure. I remember
I watched a little documentary talking about these older guys that robbed the bank and the safe deposit vault, and I was looking at Going in Style. I was like, wait, is that the same movie? But it didn't make me go see it. So.
Well, this coming week is going to be no different. I expect Fate of the Furious to repeat again for the 3rd week because it's going up against Slate. Upside down, same thing. From the producers of Get Out. It's supposed to be kind of like, it reminds me of Chronicle, actually.
It does remind you a lot of Chronicle, especially when you get to
Chronicle, straight out of Chronicle.
Straight.
So that's going to be coming out this week, and also The Circle with Tom Hanks and Emma Watson.
Is this Rings 4?
No, it is not. It's more like, well, Afton, you said her and maybe Social Network. At the same time. I don't know. I don't think it's going to do anything, but you never know.
Hey, if it's a low budget, it really doesn't matter.
So Fate of the Furious, like I said, is taking over, man, big time right now, and enjoy it because once Guardians start, you're done. But
by then they'll have $1 billion.
From the looks of it, yes, it will. From the looks of it, there will be a spin-off featuring The Rock and Jason Statham.
Why?
Because the studio heads are really impressed with the chemistry that these two had.
I don't think they do.
The fight scene in the beginning of Furious 7 is one of the high points of that movie, and they're going back and forth in Part 8 is just like everybody is talking about them, like they're and even you said in your review how they're like the shining spots in the whole movie.
Individually.
So, well,
Jason Statham's whole role is to not be a part of the team, even though he's a part of the team, which is the weirdest thing about it because he's a part of the team for a minute. He's still a loner because nobody likes him, and then he does not spoil it. He's not there, and then he returns at the end of the movie, and then he's doing another loner role. As a matter of fact, what is it, Luke Evans? There's your spinoff, him and Luke Evans, because they had better chemistry than him and The Rock.
Boondock Saints 3.
Boondock Saints 3.
There you go.
Let's get it done.
Well, it was a very well publicized feud between The Rock and Vin Diesel that was a big thing with the premieres of this movie because they were actually promoting the movie separately and they were going back and forth. And
we thought there was some friction between the two.
Right. So apparently that feud is over. Both of them have decided yes they're going to return for Part 9. And apparently it looked like it was more like The Rock accepted that that's Vin's franchise.
Of course.
And it's very true. Now, granted, his presence lifted it up, but it's still his franchise.
Yeah.
Since 2001, when The Rock was winning titles at WWE, Vin Diesel was playing Dominic Toretto, so you got to give him. I mean, I'm glad that they came to terms.
I think this was one too many Rock appearances in this franchise to begin with. I think that
he was barely in 7.
I think that's how he should have went out, is with 7. I think this franchise should have ended with 7, but I think they could have phased him out the way they did in 7, and then they threw him back into a full complete role in 8. And I understand because they had to add to the ranks, but. Really,
especially now with Paul Walker gone too.
Yeah, there's I just think that it just made I didn't need him in this movie. Look, he was a shining spot in this movie, but I didn't need him in this movie.
Well,
I didn't need this movie.
Well, there was actually a post-credit scene that was filmed for Fast 8 that was done without Vin Diesel's knowledge. He was irate with it. Studios heads took it off, so it was not on there, but supposedly that post-credit scene was going to be the lead-off to the spin-off between The Rock
and I get why he would be upset about it, but it's like, you got to tell him, it's like, he was a big part of how this movie was being made and what the content was.
Absolutely, I agree.
And it was like, hey, we're going to throw in this teaser to spin off your, we're going to basically trying to get trying not to use the words I want to use, but basically they're basically trying to get all the attention off your movie to go over to the spin-off and take it away from what was going on with your movie. Because if two of the biggest pieces of this movie was these characters, now we're gonna say, hey, they're leaving the franchise, then why do people want to come back and see this franchise anymore? So,
yeah, true. So yeah, look for that. That's going to be coming pretty soon. Guardians of the Galaxy, like I said, it was going to be opening pretty soon, May 5th. May 5th. And the anticipation for this movie is just going higher and higher every freaking day.
Right.
Early reviews are in, and the verdict is that it is a great movie, a lot of fun, popcorn fun, but it is not as good as the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
The first one was such a surprising and refreshing comic book movie.
And I think that's what it is. I honestly believe that that's what it is that it was out of nowhere, and you know they've already you can't really duplicate something that's not brand new, because you know it already came out. Part 1 already came out. So, but they did say that it's fun. The characters are still great. It has
kind of how I feel about Godfather 2 versus Godfather. It's a good movie, but it's no Godfather.
De Niro, man, he played forget it. Anyway, so it does have it's had some reviews that say that it is not very good.
There's always somebody.
Saying, you know, but you know they're talking about the chemistry between them, that they look like buffoons and blah blah blah. So
it's technically an action comedy at its heart. So I mean, I don't know. Once the movie comes out, we'll all be able to get to make up our minds about what we think about the movie. So it doesn't really matter what's out there as far as reviews. You're gonna go see it and you're gonna have your own opinion, which is why we do You Don't Hate. So,
well, the star of Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt, wants to actually come back. He wants to come back like forever. He never wants to leave Marvel ever, even though he's doing Jurassic World and all that good stuff. He never wants to leave the MCU.
Of course, because that's how he got the Jurassic World
in the first place. Yeah, but you know, you got
Parks and Rec was a long time ago, sir.
They're going to be doing obviously he's in part 2 Guardians 2 now. Then he'll be
or was it the Community? One of the two he was in.
Then he'll be Parks and Rec. Okay. Then he'll be doing Infinity War, which actually he just wrapped his part on Infinity War. And so actually a lot of the cast they're still working on some of the Guardians. The Guardians cast is still working on some.
They got time.
They got a lot of time. But anyway, yeah, he wants to stay there forever. So I don't blame
him. Chris Evans.
Well, apparently, let me get into this real quick.
All right.
So, Infinity War opens May 4th, 2018. While doing the press rounds, Zoe Saldana was in the UK, and a BBC reporter asked her, about the state of the MCU, stuff like that, and she said that they're almost finished filming their spots for Infinity War, and they'll be coming back soon for Gauntlet. So now the question is, or now the rumor is that it is Avengers Infinity Gauntlet will be the 4th one instead of Avengers 4. Right now it's just called Avengers 4.
Right.
But it looks like the title could potentially be Infinity Gauntlet. What do you think?
It's possible slip, but how many times do they put out movies when they're first in pre-production as working titles? That may be just what they told them, like that's what's written on the script, Infinity Gauntlet. They may change that title like 3 different times. How many times is that they've changed things all the way up to the last minute? One time it's come out and people see early scripts and it has a title, and then another script comes out and has a different title. And
Blue Harvest with Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. What?
Blue Harvest with Star Wars.
Yeah, see, they change titles all the time. So it's like that's probably just what's written on the script, and they don't know what the title's going to be until they get a boardroom of people talking about, ooh, this strikes well with the kids nowadays. And
James Gunn, the director of Guardians,
I remember he said something about like he didn't want to release it because it was gonna,
and he stated that it is not that is not the title.
Yeah, it's just a working title.
So that's unless it's like, damn it,
Zoe.
Anyway, so this whole thing right now is part of what, phase 3? Are we still in phase 3 right now?
No, something's supposed to end phase 3. I thought
Wasp, isn't it? Or Thor?
Or is this?
I think Thor 3 ends phase 3.
Something like that. It's either that or the first Avengers, the third Avengers. The third Avengers ends phase 3.
Because I think
because the Avengers have always ended the end of the phases, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the third Avengers will end phase 3.
So then Avengers 4 is phase 4.
Yeah, well,
it's part of phase
everything
4.
after Avengers 3 is phase 4.
So with Chris Pratt's Star-Lord potentially staying on Earth to help the Avengers, which he has no superpower, so how could he really help? He's just a human. He's not.
He's Batman.
Oh, he's Batman. Oh, he's rich. Anyway,
rich, but you know.
But
he's got a mask. It's a cool leather jacket.
It's a possibility that Tony Stark and Cap will die, or will be killed off, so they can start the new Avengers.
Right.
After Infinity Gauntlet, working title, I guess.
I mean, they have like so many different type of Avenger crews. There's West Coast Avengers.
West Coast?
West Coast Avengers. The Secret Avengers. They had like so many different spin-off versions of the Avengers in the comic books anyway. So even if the core Avengers are different, I mean, they could still use these characters and other things. And as you were talking about, like most of these stars don't really want to leave these roles, so it's not like they're going to say like, no, we're done with you. They have a name and a face to these people, so they're going to want to use them to something else. Maybe we just go back into more solo Cap films and more Iron Man films or buddy cop films.
Well, that's what Thor 3 is.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Iron Man and Captain America together again on the screen, blah blah. They're gonna do other things with these characters, and they'll just make the core team something else. So,
well, Avengers 4 will come out May 3rd, 2019, and that, like you said, will end that phase.
Right.
So Fox has also come out now and released some dates for some highly anticipated movies for next year, and that's starting with Deadpool 2.
Yes.
Will be released June 1st in 2018. Instead of February. I thought
they feel like he's a big he's a big summer movie now.
I think the February, I mean, because you look at Turtles, you know, that came out in 2014, came out in August, did great,
right.
Even going up against Guardians, still did good. They released part 2 in June 3rd, and just bombed.
It was too much competition up against it. So
that's why I don't
understand why they keep packing movies together in the summer. It's like, just release it in emptier spots. People will go see the movies if it's an established property. People will go out and see the movie no matter when it comes out. Star Wars is making money in Christmas. People didn't think that could be done.
And, you know, we'll get to that later. But
Deadpool making money. Deadpool made money in February. 50 Shades of Grey made crap loads of money in February.
Yes,
Still made crap loads of money.
And that's why I don't
matter.
get it.
People want to see the movie. They will go see the movie whenever you release it. Don't jam pack the summer. Then you got to worry about, you got to market like crazy to compete with all the other marketing that's going on with every other summer blockbuster that's out there. You got to fight off Tom Cruise because Tom Cruise movies make a lot of money. So don't do that. But it's already slated, so that's what they're gonna do.
But I don't get why they moved away from February, because when you look at June, the early part of
because
June,
they think more money.
Kids are good, but you know, you got graduations going on. You got
because they want the repeat viewing, and if like you could get repeat
it's just really tough. Now the only thing that's a possibility is because Deadpool 2 will be rated R. Majority of the audience will be adults anyway. They're not going to be graduating because they're adults. You know.
Well, think about it this way.
Unless they're
during the summer months.
I don't know.
Think of how early showings can be during the summer months because people are out of school versus during when school's in and you can't start the showings as early. So like showings would start by noon, and you could do even like super early showings or multiple early showings in the daytime as opposed to just 1 or 2 showings, because you can like, oh, people are out of school, more people will come like midday as opposed to everybody coming in after hours, after work and stuff like that. So
yeah, I just don't agree with that one. I really don't. Josh Brolin will be headlining with Ryan Reynolds as Cable, and which you still don't like that one.
we can mash that up with like Canos or Fable.
New Mutants.
Hashtag Fable.
New Mutants will be coming out April 13th, 2018. Supposedly.
Okay.
No date has been confirmed yet for X-Men 7, which will be pretty much revolving around Dark Phoenix saga.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
And Sophie
Which
Turner...
they set up really crappy in Apocalypse. They set it up horribly, but let's see what they do.
Yeah, watch Apocalypse and you'll appreciate Last Stand.
I still think it's better than Last Stand.
But Sophie Turner, you don't hate Last Stand.
You don't hate Last Stand.
But Sophie Turner will be returning as Jean Grey on that. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes. So that's all coming out next year, except for X-Men. All right. Now, lately, this whole string of animation to live action has been sweeping, right? It's been sweeping the, Jungle Book last year, Beauty and the Beast this year. Hell, we even did a top 5 on it.
Yeah.
All right, what we wanted. Well, another one that's coming out is, besides The Lion King, which Favreau that did Jungle Book is doing Lion King also, is Aladdin.
I was waiting for you to get to this.
It's Aladdin, and there are potential, castings going on right now for the human of characters of the movie.
Right.
But the one that you gotta really pay attention to when it comes to Aladdin is the Genie.
Right.
Robin Williams did a freaking amazing job as the Genie in the animated version back in '92. And, unfortunately, rest in peace, not with us anymore. So who's going to take over? Well, there have been a lot of guys out there, and two that were interesting to me is Will Smith and Kevin Hart. I don't, honestly, and it's really hard. Well, first of all, let me just ask, what do you think about those two top choices for the Genie?
At least with Will Smith, I can say,
range?
Let me see what it looks like. Kevin Hart, I just cringe at the fact that it was like, he's gonna do his Kevin Hart thing. It's gonna be, I'm a scary black man as a genie. I'm a scary genie. That is what we're gonna get.
Aladdin,
he's gonna be the same character, just as a CGI blue genie.
The way he did the bunny on Secret Life of Pets.
Which is funny because that's the only Kevin Hart role that I really like. His damn bunny on Secret Life of Pets, but it was still Kevin Hart, but it worked for that bunny. I don't think it's gonna work for Genie because I don't want to see that as Genie. We got to, even Robin Williams, his range in that character went from one to another in different octaves and different speech patterns and stuff like that. I think Will Smith can do it. I just want to see it first before I start, hating the movie. I'm like, oh my God, it was a horrible choice. Why would they cast Will Smith? Blah, and doing all that crap. But I'm at least interested enough to not bash it outright. Kevin Hart, they're only using Kevin Hart's name because, unfortunately, y'all keep paying to see his movies.
Will Smith is good, yes, but I think that he has played so many serious roles that I don't think that he can be as.
Come on, you can see him do the dumb dance that he does.
I don't think he'd be as good now as far as his comedy anymore. I think the last good comedy that I saw him in was Hitch.
Okay, well, that was the last real comedy he did.
Yeah, that's the last good comedy that I've seen Will Smith in.
But he still always has that little comedic nature to him in every role that he's in anyway. Well, except for After
yeah, take a knee. But anyway, but who else would you think? I got Jim Carrey, but I would think that I would think too much of the Grinch if it was.
I was going to say I would think too much of the Mask.
It'd be Blue Grinch.
But
that's true. Yeah,
I would think too much of the Mask. Versus those two, I would take Jim Carrey first.
Yes, me too. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you'd have to get a comedian to do it, and who is really animated and just kind of, I don't want to say flamboyant, but somebody who they're
just flat out there.
Yeah, and it's like
Will Ferrell.
Jim Carrey back in the day. Will Ferrell can be. I think Will Ferrell is more of an edgier comedic actor. I don't think he's a PG comedic actor.
John C. Reilly. Mike Honcho.
I really like your Jim Carrey one. That would actually be pretty good. I can't think of a better one than that one.
I think Jim Carrey would be the one. So I'm curious to see who's it going to be. More than likely, don't be surprised. I mean, they already approached Will Smith to do Dumbo. He turned that down.
I think he turned it down because he's in the running for the Genie. What would you rather do, Dumbo or Aladdin?
Well, no, Bad Boys 3's in there too, and so Suicide Squad 2 is also in there too. So,
and it's like, out of those, I ain't doing Dumbo. I mean, really? I got all these coming up, and then Dumbo's on the list. Dumbo.
Oh, man.
Didn't nobody watch the animated one? Why don't people watch the live action?
I don't know. I think definitely a comedian. Okay, how about Chappelle?
He's not that guy anymore.
Aladdin.
It's too edgy. It's too edgy.
I'm Genie, bitch.
It's too. Oh God, it's too edgy.
I'm the Genie, bitch.
It would be hilarious as an R-rated film, but he's too edgy for that.
Well, I'm curious to see who it's going to be.
What would you say about Keenan?
Who?
From Key and Peele. Keenan Michael Key.
He's funny, yeah, and he's got range too as far as a comedic actor. Yeah, he's okay. Even Jordan Peele. But after watching Get Out, I don't know.
Wait, he wasn't in the movie. He just fricked the movie.
Anyway, there's a bunch of them that could do it. Even there's some. I would even. Who says it has to be a boy genie? How about Kate McKinnon?
No.
Yeah.
No. I didn't like her Egon. I know it wasn't Egon, but I didn't like her Egon.
Anyway, so moving on. Yeah, Will Smith, and started out as a rapper, right?
I'm the rapper. He's a DJ.
That's right. Charlie Mack's the first out the limo. A lot of airtime on MTV. MTV kind of like blew up in the 80s, and then you guys don't know it now because you've seen like Real World and all sorts of dumb crap that they do. But back in the day, all they did was music, and they really helped give that exposure to a lot of artists. They used to show videos, yeah. And dude, I remember staying up to 5 o'clock in the morning watching, waiting for Cool It Now.
Cool It Now.
For New Edition. Anyway, one of the artists that really helped popularize it and made a name for herself, and that was Madonna. Okay, so now they're actually thinking about doing a Madonna bio called Blonde Ambition. There you go, I got it. Blonde Ambition. And that's going to be starting filming pretty soon. The script is already done. Brett Ratner will be producing. She has not given her complete okay on it, but Brett Ratner actually directed Beautiful Stranger for the Goldmember soundtrack back in '99. Oh no, I'm sorry. I think it was part 2 that he did. But anyway, he directed one of her videos, so I'm pretty sure that's an okay for her.
I didn't even ask me, who do I want to play Madonna?
Who do you want to
play Madonna? Because, and I know they would just use her, hopefully if she gives her approval, they would just voice over her actual songs with them, but I can't see anybody. It's like, who's going to play Prince?
You got
I can't.
Straight Outta Compton,
you think of all the blondes that you know.
But Straight Outta Compton almost made, was close to making $200 million in the U.S., I think, if I remember right. It's like 167, something like that. And so these bios are really big. Tupac, All Eyes on Me is coming out this summer. So who's to say that these bios aren't doing, they're doing something really, with that, and they're popularizing the music again and all this other good stuff. Madonna's not dead, so she can help consult and do all this other stuff if she decides to be part of it. I got Lady Gaga.
She's too old.
She's basically Madonna anyway.
She's too old. I mean, they would have to do multiple castings. They'd have to cast like a young 80s MTV Madonna, and then Lady Gaga could be like a middle-aged Madonna, because Lady Gaga's she's long from being like 80s MTV Madonna.
Much like O'Shea Jackson Jr. playing his dad. What about her daughter Lourdes? Just color her blonde, change it up a little bit. She kind of resembles her anyway.
I mean, because she's her daughter.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, but Donna's from Michigan. I didn't know that. She's from Michigan.
Yeah, she's from.
You're making it
yeah. No, she's not from Detroit. She's from Michigan. She is from Michigan. I mean, they'd have to go unknown, just like they're doing Tupac.
I think that'd be the wise choice.
Because that would be the only way that you could let go.
Corey Hawkins. Nobody knew Corey Hawkins was playing Dre and freaking
that's the only
Jason Mitchell. So
I agree. You have to be able to let go if they have to go unknown. They can't do. There's not going to be a Sacha Baron Cohen thing where like he just already he looks like the character, but he's a big named and great actor. We don't have anybody out there that we could say looks like Madonna already.
Kate McKinnon. Anyway, I'm just kidding.
Yes, cast Kate McKinnon as Madonna. Let's get that over with. Let's get that done.
The movie will basically chronicle her early years from the time that she left Michigan to her starting out and with her and getting her first album with Holiday and all these the classics that she had. And then moving on to the MTV and covering like a virgin, and that's when she blew up. So
exactly, they have to get somebody young. Whoever gets this role, this is a role that can define your career.
Absolutely, and it's funny. I mean, we'll look at Corey Hawkins.
Exactly.
He went from playing Dre to
24, man.
to beating up Kong. What's up?
To beating up.
now O'Shea Jackson's gonna beat up Godzilla. That's awesome.
I was just surprised that he did 24. That's crazy. Wow. Okay. Anyway.
Oh man. Anyway, but it's going to be pretty interesting. Yeah, like you said, it's going to be a star-turning role. Whoever does decide to get that. So, top 5.
Yes, we do that.
Top 5. We were struggling all the time, and some of y'all actually helped us out, so thank you. We appreciate it. But we could not figure out what top 5 until Aspen, our director here, brought it up, and with Will Smith in the news, and with the who else was in the news we just talked about? Oh, Ludacris being in Fast and Furious. Maybe start thinking too with her and agreeing on exactly what she said, and that is the best rappers in movies not playing rappers. So now it's time for our top 5. And we're back. Off Flash.
No substance.
So today's top 5 is the top 5 rapper movies where they're not playing rappers. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
That's perfect, actually.
All right. Joining us today, out of our sick bed, feeling a hell of a lot better,
Contaminating the world.
is our director, Aspen.
Yay.
Yay. Terrence, go first.
Oh, we can't go first. We gotta let our director go first.
Aspen, go first.
I'm sick. Anyway. Alright, so number 5, don't make fun of me, is ASAP Rocky in Dope. I really liked him in that.
I loved his character in Dope. I'm on your side. I loved his character in Dope.
And in like an interview, he was like, I never get to play somebody like that, or like I'm not that kind of person. So I really liked it because ASAP Rocky's actually a nice person.
Nice.
Anyway, number 4 is Ludacris in Fast and Furious, and like from what is it? It's the
pick a Fast and Furious movie.
From 5 to 8. From 5 to 8.
From 5 he was in
the second one?
He was in the second one.
Yeah. So
But he wasn't tech yet. He didn't go to Hallmark.
But he was
technology.
Number 3 is Kid and Play from House.
Holy crap!
That's my girl.
How did I forget that one?
You suck.
All right.
Number 2.
I'm changing my list.
No. Number 2 is Tupac in Poetic Justice.
That's a good one.
I love him in Poetic Justice.
Okay.
And my number 1 is Nelly from The Longest Yard.
The Treehouse.
Be Quiet, that's my favorite movie.
Boo, you're number 1.
Boo, you're number 1. Terrence, you're up.
No, what?
Never mind.
Just kidding.
Okay, Terrence, you're up. Terrence, edit this.
All right, so
Wait, we're gonna do honorable mentions after.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Terrence, edit this.
This works.
So
It's only been a year.
Stop getting sick and be on the show.
Sorry.
Now I'm adding Kid and Play to my list here.
Oh, biter. You biter. You
It'll be
biter.
an honorable mention. I can't believe I forgot that one. My top 5 is tainted now. All right, so my number 5.
Number 5.
Marky Mark and Boogie Nights.
Oh, God. I love that movie.
You got the touch.
You that Chess Rockwell, Brock Landers.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Okay, so you're Brock Landers, I'm Chess Rockwell.
There you go.
There you go.
That's it. Oh, I have a pen in my hand. All right, so yeah, I love that movie. That movie is great.
Well,
not just for the Transformers reference and not just for all the Heather Graham and her goodness, but
because he's a star?
For the touch and Heather Graham and her goodness. Together, it makes awesome movie. All right. Number 4. Ice-T in New Jack City.
Nice.
Ice-T in New Jack City. I was like, that's when we really got to realize Ice-T could be an actor. Who would have known? Who would have known?
Lemonade. Not iced tea.
Exactly. And wait. And a cop. The guy killer. Cop killer himself.
Cop killer is a cop.
Oh wow, that's so great. They make him the cop, and they make Wesley Snipes the dope dealer. Role reversal. Number 3, Ice Cube and Boys in the Hood.
And you know what? It pretty much personified the lyrics of all of the freaking NWA songs.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even in NWA anymore.
And after that movie, he really hated you to call him Doughboy. He hated that with a passion to be called Doughboy after that. But, I mean, it was the start of, once again, who knew Ice Cube could act?
Good, too.
Ice Cube could act. It was I think after that, he cut his Jerry curl, too. And then he started doing, you know.
He did Friday. That was the first time that he cut it, when he cut his hair, it was Friday.
Okay. And then he did, what was it, Are We There Yet? And
yeah.
That's when he started man.
But after he did Boys in the Hood, he did Trespass.
And he did Triple X.
And he did
I mean, not porn, but
well, I'm pretty sure there's some Triple X out there.
somewhere.
Somewhere.
All right, number two. Juice.
Sip it.
And Juice with Tupac.
Sip the juice.
You got to do Juice with Tupac. I debated a little bit on this number 2 between this and Gridlock because I really like Gridlock.
Tim Rock. He's the only good thing about it.
I really like Gridlock, but I had to say it's like Juice was a way better movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Juice
Omar
was a way
Epps,
better
man.
movie. Omar, yeah, my God. And, you know, in the we used to call them the Gumbies, the haircut.
And freaking, I think her name's Cindy Herron from En Vogue. She was in that movie.
Hey, there you go. See, next time we'll do top R&B stars that were in movies.
Bodyguard, Whitney.
Whew, number one.
Bad Boys.
Holy crap! He knew it. Bad Boys with Will Smith. Come on, I love that movie. That movie personifies me and him. It's got to be my number one. I thought about putting it lower, but I couldn't. My heart hurt too much to put it any lower than number one. That movie is great, and Will Smith is, yes, he is a rapper. That dude's got rap albums.
He started out as a rapper. Him and DJ Jazzy Jeff. It counts.
He is definitely a rapper. But though, I'm feeling bad that Kid Play is not in my top 5.
Yeah, you're horrible.
I should take out,
Gridlock or whatever. You didn't have Gridlock.
I put Juice on there. I can't take any of these out.
No! My number 5 is House Party, of course. The battle between Kid and Play.
I feel like a loser.
Kid and Play and having Martin there and step up to the stage too late. I blew it up. It's a freaking bomb. I love that. Be like, kick your fucking ass. I mean, you can't. That's full force. You can't. Please bleep that. But awesome movie. Was freaking. I was a freshman when that came out, and I just to my heart. Number 4, Friday, man.
Yeah, Friday.
Friday was our Blockbuster years.
Yeah.
And when we worked at Blockbuster Video, we saw Friday so much. We freaking quoted that movie even to this day.
Miss Parker's a meme till this day.
Chris Tucker, star-making role, made him, even though he ain't out around that much, but you wouldn't have Rush Hour without him, without that movie. So
you wouldn't have The Fifth Element without that movie.
Yeah, you wouldn't exactly. You wouldn't have Money Talks without. All right, so Friday. I love Friday. Number 3 was Juice, also Tupac, man. Bishop. I love that movie. Bishop. Well, that's probably my favorite. Point of Justice was good too, but that was the one that put that you really saw those acting chops in him. And I'm sorry, I knew you were going that route with number 1. I had to put Bad Boys at number 2, and it's actually kind of a really really close tie because I love Bad Boys 2. I thought Bad Boys 2 was better than Bad Boys 1.
It's Bad Boy. It's not even Bad Boy.
Yeah, that's right. But Bad Boys, the first one was, it was kind of like his coming out party, and that was the beginning of that transition from TV star to big blockbuster, and that's what paved the way. And we talked about it before. That's what paved the way to Independence Day. So absolutely Bad Boys, and the chemistry between him and Martin Lawrence was just freaking perfect.
I was so focused on not putting the same rapper in multiple movies on here, but going to be your number 1.
Number 1 is New Jack City.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going Independence Day for some reason.
No, I wasn't. But New Jack Day, that's what I mentioned. But New Jack City was absolutely freaking awesome. I used to rent that movie back in VHS, back in the VHS days, and I used to watch it, rewind, and watch it again, over and over again.
Living just enough for the city I'm living.
Freaking love that movie. Wesley Snipes. I never really paid attention to Wesley Snipes. I mean, he was in Wildcats. That's like when I really saw him. But
or Major League,
or Major League. Yeah, but it was that one, man. It was New Jack City that really got me. He was just freaking amazing. And Alan Payne, G Money.
Yeah.
And a young Chris Rock.
And
young Chris Rock, with the crack pipe on it.
Does every comedian have a crack character moment?
I don't know. Do they?
Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock.
Dave Chappelle. What was his crack? Tyrone Biggins. But I'm talking about the movies.
Oh, he's never played Tyrone Biggins.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Well, anyway, but yeah, number 1, absolutely. And then, like you said, I mean, who freaking thought Ice-T is a cop? That's incredible.
Oh, no!
But Marno Van Peebles directed that movie. He did a freaking awesome job.
He did a great job. Why is he not still directing?
I don't know. Because he did Solo in it.
Because he was it Sweet Baby Back that when he did.
That was his dad.
His dad was in it, or his dad directed it.
Yeah, his dad directed it. Yeah. But either way, New Jack City was freaking absolutely amazing. So. All right, Aspen, you've been dying. Honorable mentions.
Okay, I have Ice Cube from Friday.
Nice.
Nicki Minaj from The Other Woman.
No.
And speaking of Ice-T in Law and Order.
That was your iffy one? I thought you were going to
make Deadpool fall.
Oh, man.
That's how bad it was. You made Deadpool fall.
Oh, man.
I wrote down New Jack City too, but I knew that you were going to say it, so I was like...
That's my favorite. And I still have to buy that damn poster.
I have so many.
What about Colors? Ice-T was in Colors.
Who was he in Colors?
He was in Colors.
I just remember he did soundtrack on it. He did something.
I thought he had a freaking cameo in it.
I mean, if he did, it was small. I don't remember him being in it.
Ice-T was in Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. I love that movie. But anyway, go ahead.
I mean, LL Cool J in Deep Blue. LL Cool J in Deep Cover. LL Cool J.
LL Cool J wasn't in Deep Cover.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
With Omar Epps?
That's in Too Deep.
In Too Deep. Sorry, whatever. The undercover movie with Omar Epps.
His name was God. His name was God in that movie.
LL Cool J. No, I'm done with the LL Cool J movies.
Yeah.
But Method Man and Redman and How High.
How High? Yeah.
That's a good one. T.I. and ATL.
Yeah.
Tupac and Gridlock.
T.I. and American Gangster.
Yes.
T.I. and American Gangster, yeah. And obviously A$AP Rocky and Dope. And Kid and Play in House Party. Yeah.
All right, my honorable mentions: Fast 5 for Ludacris.
Oh, bull.
Deep Blue Sea for LL Cool J. Longest Yard, Nelly. Four Brothers, Andre 3000. He was really good in that movie.
Andre 3000 and the
Idlewild.
Yeah, that's what
Idlewild. He was good in that one too. Boys in the Hood, Cube, and Queen Latifah, and Set It Off.
Yeah.
No Queen Latifah in what was the basketball movie with her and Tom?
Oh hell! Just right.
Just right. Yes.
Oh, just with comment. No.
Queen Latifah in Chicago.
Ah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. All right, so what's that?
Well, we got some movies to watch this weekend.
I came up with these great ideas.
Special thanks to Aspen, our director, for coming up with this top 5. We had very difficult.
Doing my job.
Very difficult. Yeah, she couldn't turn the lights on, so if you saw that it's brighter right now than it was earlier. Yeah, that's our director.
And who didn't wear a mic today for some reason?
And didn't work a mic.
She didn't have a mic.
Yeah. We're on a roll today.
Oh, man.
Terrence, take us home.
Productions. All right, so anyway, we gave you guys a lot of movies that rappers have been in, and they didn't play rappers for some strange reason. But make sure you put your guys' top 5 list below. I'm sure between all the stuff that we gave you, you guys can probably put together a way better list than we have. You will not have Law and Order and Ice Cube on that list, by the way. But as always, make sure you guys like and subscribe so that way you know about other films or other videos that we have posting coming out and stuff like that, and you can be part of the thing. Because now we're really full force on social media with Facebook Live, and maybe we'll do Instagram or Twitter or something.
That was actually fun today to do.
It was actually a blast to do, and can't wait to do it again, to be honest. Maybe we make it a weekly thing.
Maybe. And also some red ink. We haven't done a red ink in forever.
Because you don't keep up with it.
Because you don't keep up with your own mistakes.
Oh, man. We will probably not be on next week. We will be on the week after, because Guardians of the Galaxy will be premiering by the time this is aired.
A review will be out. Something will be out.
Something will be out. We'll be working on something.
But maybe not the podcast.
But we will be back soon. We'll actually have some shows that we're going to take care of for you guys, to have some content out there for you. And during the weekend of May 5th,
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, we're gonna actually Guardians weekend. Actually, we're gonna have we're gonna take a nice little trip to Dallas for the TerrorCon, right? So we'll be up in Dallas in Big D for the second time on a spotlight event.
Yay!
First it was WrestleMania, and now it's
oh yeah, I forgot.
Now it's TerrorCon. So keep an eye out for that.
Covering all your Texas events.
People.
All right.
Alrighty then. For Aspen on the side here, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time. That was the goods. Or reverse.
That
was the goods.
What?
See you next time.
Dang, Dad. You really messed that up. Boo.
Big American party.
American party.
I'm so tired. Where's Art with the snacks?
Told you.